All right, congratulations to the Boston Celtics. They answered the call. Down 0-2 in the series, they came out in game 3 and they executed. Their season was on the line and they went out and responded with a great win against this Heat team. For the most part, um it started out competitive early between the two, but in the second quarter, midway through, Boston took over. They had a huge lead, and they never looked back. And for pretty much most of the second half, they had that huge lead. Miami made a comeback late in the game and cut it all the way down to 5. They were down by as much as 19, and they cut it all the way down to 5. But at the end of the day, with free throws and trying to make the shots late in the game, Miami couldn't get their shots down. Celtics hitting their free throws, and they closed out the game. So congrats to the Celtics. They responded, and now we actually have a series here because the Celtics are the first team to legitimately respond with their season on the line. Now, of course, the Bucks responded in Game 4, but once you're down to 0-3, you're not really expected to win that series. We all knew the Miami Heat were going to win the minute they went up 3-0. If Miami would have went up 3-0 here tonight, I don't think the Celtics was fine. I just don't see how the Miami Heat would have lost in Game 4. However, the Celtics did not let that happen. Although I will give a warning to the Celtics because, again, you were up 19 all the way through the fourth, and Miami late in the game cut it all the way down to 5 and had an opportunity to possibly make it a 2-point game. So, Boston, you need to understand. You have to be physical. You have to outplay the Heat for 48 minutes. You cannot sit back and think because you have a 19-point lead that you can just lay back, relax, try to run the clock out, and get out of here with an easy win. Miami, no, it doesn't work like that. For as bad as Miami plays at times, when their team starts to click offensively and defensively, they start going. And it starts forcing you to make ill-advised decisions, and you start turning the ball over, which is exactly what happened here. Luckily, the Celtics composed themselves, and they made the plays that they needed to down the stretch to help close the game. But keep in mind, moving forward, you're going to have to execute for 48 minutes. You're going to have to be aggressive for 48 minutes. And most importantly, you're going to have to outplay the Miami Heat for 48 minutes if you want to win a ball game. So if you want to win Game 4, you got to outplay the Miami Heat the same way you did today. So we'll see what happens in Game 4. Moving on to Miami. This is probably, no question, this is the worst game we've played in the entire postseason. We shot 39% from the field and 28% from the three-point line. We consistently turned the ball over. We made ill-advised passes, and at times we just made bad decisions. Bad shots, bad defensive breakdowns. We just did not look great. Offensively, we didn't look great. Defensively, we did not look great for most of this game. We did show up late in the game, but that was more of the Celtics hitting some tough shots over us. So we were great defensively down the stretch, but for the most part, in the first half, we were terrible defensively. And in the third quarter, we were still bad defensively. So we have to be better, okay? Boston has switched it up. They're not looking for the three-point shot. They understand. They saw what happened in Game 2. They saw how we counted their three-point shooting with zone defense because we were running a 2-3 zone. And they decided if this is how we're going to play, instead of settling for threes, we're going to take it to the basket. And that's exactly what they did tonight. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kemba, Marcus Smart, they all were aggressive. They took it to the basket. They didn't settle for threes. And because of that, we were not able to match them defensively with that. It caught us off guard. We weren't able to match that intensity. We weren't able to stop them from being aggressive and getting whatever they want in the paint. And it caused that lead to happen. Now, of course, we made those adjustments late in the fourth, but at the same time, it was already too late. When you're down 19 with like 4 minutes left to go and you start going on this run, you can't expect to completely win the game. They did come close. You got it all the way down to 5, and you had an opportunity to possibly make it a 3-point game or a 2-point game. However, the Celtics managed to close the game out, so give them credit. So moving forward, Miami, I expect in Game 4, I want us to be more disciplined. I want us to be more focused. And most importantly, study the film for tonight. See the adjustments that Brad Stevens made and the aggressiveness that those Celtics players showed because they're attacking the basket. And defensively, we have to be able to counter. Look, I want Eric Spoelstra and the rest of this team to look at the footage from the fourth quarter and how they were able to play against them defensively, especially during the last 5 minutes of the game where the defense was getting to them. We weren't letting them get to the basket. We were playing a much more disciplined defense, and we were stopping them from getting whatever they want from the basket. Now, of course, they did still make some shots or they initiated some fouls, so that was definitely tough. But that was more of them hitting clutch contested shots. That wasn't bad defense. That was just great offense. So credit to them for that. But Eric Spoelstra and the rest of his Miami Heat team, because the next time we play, I believe, is Wednesday for Game 4, spend the time, look at the film, see how we were able to play in the fourth quarter defensively and make those adjustments. I expect Game 4 to be much better offensively and defensively. Because offensively, we were terrible. Tyler Hero, though, in the second quarter, he went off. The fearless rookie, he went off. He got 15 points in the second quarter. He went off. But at the end of the day, we still lost the game. So we got to be better offensively. We just did not shoot well. Jimmy Butler, he was relatively fine. He was doing his usual thing. I think he shot 6 of 13 from the field. He wasn't bad. But for the most part, as a team, we just did not shoot well. We did not shoot well. 39% from the field and 28% from the three. That's not going to cut it. Now, Duncan Robinson was doing this thing. He was hitting threes all night. But still, as a team, we just got to execute better. So I expect Game 4 to be much more of a clean game, much more of a disciplined game. And I expect offensively and defensively we'll be in much more sync and much more prepared to face off with the Celtics, whether they choose to fire up threes or they choose to get aggressive and take it to the basket. Great win for the Celtics. Still not worried. I like the aggressiveness I saw in the Miami Heat, and it shows that no matter what, they'll still fight back, no matter what the score is. So we'll see what happens in Game 4, but we've got a series, guys. That's all I got, and I'm out of here. Peace.